Well, hi. I'm not really sure who's here, so when you pop on, say hello. Roberta! Hey, how are ya? So, we're gonna make a card today that I started making like weeks ago for you guys, but I ended up being ill and then traveling and all that kind of fun stuff, so I never got to finish it. So we have the super cool Courage of a Lion, and then we have the Proud Poppy, and doing weird things. Okay. But maybe you'll still be on when I get done. Yes, I hope so. And I'm going to cut these out. So I started making this prior to getting the new teal Sweet Sentiment paper. And I wish I had the new teal Sweet Sentiment paper. I wish I had these colored on it, because it is chef's kiss amazing. But we're going to do some fun stuff, and I'm probably going to use a piece of that teal paper. So don't you worry your pretty little heads off. All of my stuff is like it's been a day, y'all. Let me just tell you that. It's been a day. My 3D printer is being a major butthead, and so I cannot get it to work at all whatsoever. I replaced some parts, which was great, because then that made that aspect of it work. So I'm really happy about that. However, it still is having issues, and I don't know how to fix them. So I'm having a real hard time with the whole 3D printer thing. It's making me cray-cray. So, a little crafting is exactly what I need today. Oops, I didn't even cut another piece of tape. Need a little craft therapy here. I'm getting ready for the release tomorrow. Got all kinds of stuff going on. Pull this off very gently. Super cool. I don't need that one anymore. I'm also going to pull this one off gently so I don't ruin my coloring. Pretty cool. Put my tape here so I can reuse it. This is this die, so we're going to put this one on here. And pull this off. So we're gonna make this Proud Poppy flower into a 3D flower, and we're gonna use it with our cool Courage of a Lion stamp set. And hopefully you guys remember when I colored it oh so long ago. We're gonna do some crazy wild mixed media type stuff with it. because I'm feeling a little bit crazy today. Like I said, it's been, oh, that's not gonna work. Bummer. It's been a day. 3D printers are just really, really difficult. I can't explain how frustrating they can be. And, but when you get it to work, it's also super rewarding. So it's kind of one of those like catch-22s. So as of right now, I want to throw it into the trash can and tell it to have a nice life and say not nice words to it and all of those things. However, I need to just walk away and you know, hope that eventually I can get it to work. But until then, we're gonna craft some things. So I should have die cut these prior to the video, but at least you get to see how the dies work. And I was tinkering with the 3D printer and trying to make that work. So I didn't get these die cut. So, full disclosure. All right. And that's the last one. So it's not like it's bad. Okay. So, put my little cutter away and then line these back up on here so that they stay on here. There's Archie barking at my child. Okay. And these are the rest of the things from the stamp set. I have all of these already like printed out. This is because I had done this before I got the stamp set. So, oh, hi, pal. So, I think I'm going to use Courage Doesn't Always Roar. Sometimes courage is the voice at the end of the day that says, I'll try it again tomorrow. I think I'm going to use this one. Courage is nothing more than taking one step more than you think you can. So I will set those sentiments aside and use them later. This one I'm going to cut. And we do have dies for these. I just haven't like cut my dies apart yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and fussy cut this because it'll take me less time to do that. And y'all know I'm a fussy cutter, so I cut that C a little bit close, but oh well. I was just talking about my 3D printer pal and how frustrated I am with it. I don't understand how one day it can be working totally fine and I print a bunch of stuff and then the next day it no worky at all. Okay, so I'm gonna set the card elements up here, kind of out of the way. And I'm going to get, this is my Crazy Creations glitter. I know this is the snowflake one, but I actually mixed the snowflake and the sunshine one together in here. So, you know, oh, bummer. And then where's my glue? My glue's right here. And my cute little bear glue pen, which this glue pen is broken, so don't mind me if I break it again. My whole glue housing is broken. Maybe I should just try to use this one. Because this pin, it's, my glue housings are broken. And so all of my glue I need to order new tips for them. I just haven't done it yet because, you know, I'm too busy traveling. Okay, so we're gonna put all of this stuff together. And I have this nifty little, like, pad thing. Rubber, I guess, is the best way to describe it. And I have my white gel pen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my water and I'm going to spritz it just a little bit. And I'm going to take my white gel pen and soften up those paper fibers. And then I'm going to push that center down while pushing these outer ones out. And I like this little tiny, I know a lot of people use like a mouse pad. I like this one because it's so small. So there's that. Now, this is probably gonna hurt a lot of you. I can't pick them up for some reason. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna turn it upside down in my hand, one little spritz of water, and then I'm just gonna kind of fold it up and wrinkle it. I kind of accordion fold it. The reason I do this is because if I try to properly fold it, I'm going to create a pattern with my brain automatically wants to create a pattern. And so if I can crinkle it and not pay attention and not look, then these will be way more random, which will give us a better outcome because it'll look a lot more natural. Especially with this style of poppy. Now you can make this like a smooth poppy and, you know, kind of like a California poppy. But I have chosen to make these like a Chinese poppy, or what some may know as an opiate poppy. Okay. And notice I'm not getting these like super duper wet. I'm just kind of one light little spritz. If you get them too wet, you will rip the paper. And if they're too dry, the paper will also rip. So you have to kind of hit that sweet spot. Hi, Nan. I didn't see you sneak on here. Okay, so now I have all those. I'm going to put my little mouse pad to the side and my little spray bottle to the side. And I'm going to start gluing these together. Now you can glue them with barely art glue, but it's going to take them a second to dry. So I'm probably just going to use hot glue. And I lied, I'm going to use this again anyways. And these two are the one petal, these are the other petal. So I want to interchange them. So I'm going to go like that. So that now it's every other one, so they don't look the same. And I'm going to start with this center one. Or with this first one, or whatever. I'm going to make all of these little thingy bobbers point down. Okay. And now hopefully my glue gun has a little bit of warmth to it. Nope, not yet. I gotta wait a second. And I probably also need another glue stick. So hold on just one second while I grab one. There we go. Always gotta have more glue sticks. It's not quite ready for that either. Okay. Fix my other glue while I'm waiting for my hot glue gun to heat up. I need to just buy new tops, but I haven't. So all of my cute little bear pins just don't come out right. But that's okay. There we go. So then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it opposite. Not quite opposite, actually. And then I just keep going around in the circle and gluing these on until I've made an awesome big old flower with a little bit of my DNA. Okay, so then what I want to do is I'm going to put a big dollop of glue right in the middle. And I'm going to let it dry a little bit. And this is how I created dimensional for this. Because if you let it dry just a little bit, then this won't go all the way down. And so you have dimension so that pops out. Okay. So there we go. I can put my gel pen away. Now for the fun part. So I have one of these yellow sponges. You can get these at the dollar store. You can get these from Stampin' Up. And I'm just going to cut a little Pac-Man wedge out of it. Because all I need is that much. Now, you can like put your glue on here like this, but I find it's just easier to take your lid off. And get some glue like that all over your finger too. And then I'm just going to kiss around the edge of all of these petals. I think I need a little bit more. There we go. And then I'm going to take it and I'm just going to dunk it in here. And I'm going to roll it around because this flower is really big. And again, this is my Crazy Creations glitter. didn't get very much glue on this petal, so I'm gonna go at it again with a little bit more glue. Because we like all the glitter, right? Hey, hi Kaylee. All the glitter. Look at how pretty that is. The camera just does not do it justice. It's so pretty. But then I can just toss that sponge. I don't have to keep it. So that's fantastic. Nice and clean. Put my lid back on my glue so that I don't do something silly and knock it over. And then in true Jammie fashion, we're going to grab a tissue and we're going to wipe all of this off. So any overflow of the glitter will not be worn by me for the rest of the day. Kaylee, do you have a Joann's near you? Okay, so now to the card. What I'm going to do is grab a piece. I have our new teal label paper. Good, I might need you to go and look for some material for me. Would you be willing to do that? Okay. And then I'm gonna cut this down to be the size of my card front. So that's 5.5. Yay! And I'm just gonna go ahead and cut both of these so that I have them card front size. And this is 4.25. And then I like to trim them just in case they got a little bit wonky. I don't know why, because I'll be trimming it down again anyways, but it's just like my OCD. So, yeah. Yeah, they don't have the cool Disney material here in Idaho, and we need some cool Disney material. Okay, so I'm on this really big kick of red and brown today. So we're gonna do a little bit of red and brown splattering and such. And so I'm gonna grab my little splatter box that I made today. Yeah. I made this splatter box today. You guys would be so proud of me. And I'm gonna tilt this because I want everything to kind of run. So I'm gonna start with the red. Actually, that might look like not good. I'll just put this down there. And you gotta shake it up so that all of the stuff, see how it sits on the bottom? You gotta shake it so it doesn't do that. So this one is called Peppermint Stick, and it is like a super bright red. And that's why I'm spraying it first. Kind of looks like blood splatter, huh? Made it. And then I have, this is antique bronze, and this is crooked broomstick. So I'm going to start with the bronze. Well, it was an ink box, and now I made it a splatter box. So I totally made it. I made it be my splatter box. How about that? Is that better? I made it be my splatter box. And then this one, Crooked Broomstick. Okay. Now, forgive me, but I'm going to use my heat gun. To dry some of this. And you can totally tell when it dries. It's almost like embossing powder. You can see exactly when it dries. It will cause it to spread if you have it wet enough. You can kind of manipulate the ink that way. I didn't have it like super duper wet, so it's not going to do that. Okay, now I have this super duper cool stamp from, I want to say Hero Arts, and it's just a bunch of text. And so I'm gonna check the layout of this and see how I want this. I think it's gonna be like this. I think it's gonna be vertical. So I want the text to be vertical. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna grab my magnets, and then I'm going to grab the ink that I don't have sitting here, of course. Oh, Mr. E, where are you? Oh, it's right. Okay. You have to use specific, like if you're going to use wet stuff and, you know, all different mediums and stuff, you're going to want archival ink. And so I'm just going to brush this ink on. Get off of there. Stop resisting. Okay. And I'm not worried about this being perfectly stamped. So I am just gonna go like this, set this on here. And then pick it up. Super cool, huh? Okay. I will clean that later with soap and water. Then I have this really cool paste that Sandy gave me. This is antique gold. And we're going to use that around the outside of this. I think I want to do a little bit more though. So let me grab a stencil. I like this stencil because it has so much texture to it. And you guys, I'm pulling out all the stops, man. We're doing some super cool stuff. I got some acrylic paint and I got some texture paste. Okay? We're doing some coolness, some cool stuff. All right. So I'm going to put this down here in the corner. And I know this is gonna kill me. I know, all the mediums, all the things. Well, I already got dirty earlier today because tomorrow is release day. And so I was making a couple really special projects for release day. And so I already got like super dirty. To the point where like I can't even wash my hands. They're just icky. So I'm willing to do this right now. And I need to take out some frustration for the whole 3D printer thing. So here we are. Hey Kaylee, can you text, I know, right? Who are you? Can you text Sandy? Because she's like missing out on all this. I don't even know who I am today. This is like the third time I've got super messy today. I don't even know what's going on. Look at all this ickiness, y'all. Ew. Okay. It's on my magnets. It's on everything. But look at how cool that looks. I'm a fan. I'm totally a fan. And that was literally just texture paste. I didn't put anything in it. There was no additives or anything, just straight out of the jar. Texture paste. Okay. Ew, gross. Okay, so now, where is my candy cup? Candy cup, oh candy cup, where are you? You know the funny thing is I have several candy cups, and I can like never find them. Oh, here it is. Okay. So, candy cup. And I need to get a paintbrush, or an old toothbrush works really well too. But I happen to like using this paintbrush. And shaking up the paint. Put a dollop of paint in there. I don't need much because I'm just doing one card. And then my water. I'm going to spray it so that it waters down. And then I'm going to get my splatter box back because I totally made this. And it's putting a fine white splatter. So pretty. I think I want more. I'm getting all in it, you guys. Y'all don't even know. Hey, bestie. You're gonna die. You see me getting all dirty. that nobody but you can see. You'll see it as soon as I hold it up. Okay, so now I can set my paintbrush there. I can get another tissue to wipe off my finger. I can spray my finger with water. I know, right? Such audacity. There, Kaylee, can you see it? Super duper pretty. Okay. So now that I kind of splattered everything because my splatter box is not big enough. Whatever. It's fine. Okay. I want to add some glitter. So I'm using my, it's called a glitter duster, but y'all know what we call it. Now it's shimmery, and then I'm gonna dry it as soon as I wipe off my desk some, because I don't like having all this stuff on my desk. That's why these glass mats are amazing, y'all. You can just wipe everything off. Acrylic paint, ink, glitter, that texture paste I was working with, all of that stuff. You can just wipe it right off of your desk. It's so cool. I did say glitter. I sprayed a lot of glitter. You just missed it. Okay, so now I'm going to take my heat gun again and make sure that all of this is set so that I don't smear it. And again, I use the Super Spiral stencil. I used the Proud Poppy stamp set and the Courage of a Lion stamp set. And then we've used the Distress Mica sprays. We've used the texture paste. And we used that big stamp set that was the words. That's from Hero Arts. We're also using the teal label paper from Sweet Sentiment. Notice how it's concave in the middle? That's because there's wet here and wet here. So the paper fibers have expanded because they're wet. So when you dry them, they will go back to being flat. And you can get lots of texture out of that texture paste by overheating it. You see I can make bubbles with it and stuff. I'm going to try to make a bubble down here too. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry just a little bit more, and we're going to do one more thing kind of as off to the side. No time to play lately, it sucks. You've been checking your mailbox religiously since we talked? Are you talking to me? Oh, Lena, okay. Jamie accidentally pulled a lot of glitter off my wall, and as I was sorting last night, I boxed up duplicates. Didn't have the time either. Okay, well, y'all are just having your side conversation. You enjoy. So I have this big red. This is just satin ribbon. big, I think this is like an inch thick satin ribbon. So it's a big old bow, which Lena's going to get mad at because she says not every card needs a big old bow, but I beg to differ. Bows are my thing. I know Sandy and I were picking glitter for specific things, for bear pins and other stuff. And actually the nail stuff that I'm wearing is glitter that Lena mixed. And palette, this is honestly the best nail stuff ever. It's like, it's stayed on better and stronger than any of the other stuff. So I'm just gonna get my nail stuff from you from now on, okay? All right, so big old bow, but I'm gonna pull open my splatter box again because, ooh, that lid came loose. Gross. Do you see what just happened to me? I'm not a happy camper about that. Now I have to wash my hands maniacally again. Ew. Guys. That hurts my soul. If you spray the bow, then it has this really cool, like antiqued look to it. I really like it. Except for I don't like it when it goes all over my fingers. Oh yeah, that's right. You were interrupted. Your dad did come in. Okay, so now I have a big old bow and also a big old mess. Look at my hands, gross. You guys can tell I don't like getting super dirty. Okay, so now we have all the elements of the card except for one. Now that this has dried, I'm gonna grab this little tiny dauber and wherever I put this stuff, this really cool stuff from Sandy. This is gilding wax. And before I do that, I want to trim this down to the size I want it for my card. So I'm just going to leave a small white border around it. So this is 5.5. So 5 1/4. I'm sorry, I'm probably off the screen cutting this, but yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna take this gilding wax, and since my hands are already dirty, I could totally just use my hands for it, but I like the little dauber. And I'm gonna use some of this, and we're just gonna do exactly like we would with the oxide inks, but once I get some of this off of here, we're going to spread it a little bit further in. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. It's so neat. Now you can use gilding wax for a lot of stuff, and keep your eyes peeled because I made a project for the release tomorrow that I used a lot of gilding wax on, and I used a couple different colors of gilding wax, and it is so cool. So I like how there's just little hints of red in here. It's not like super duper red. So now we're gonna assemble our card. First things first, I'm gonna make sure it opens properly because We've all seen me do that. And hopefully one of my glues works since I have broken all of the things. I have broken all of these. Pal, can you send a few extra of these so we can put them with the bears that we already have? Sandy knows how many we have. There's Sandy. The gilding wax smells like something? It does. You know what it is? Is it those little, you know the bubbles on the, with the straw that Mom and Dad used to get us at KB Toys? That you would blow bubbles with that little chemical thing. Kind of smells like that. Is that it? Yes. Sandy used to work at KB Toys. She could tell us what it was called. It was like these little, it looked like toothpaste tubes, and it had this like gummy stuff on it and a little straw. And you would put the gummy stuff on the end of the straw and you would blow a bubble. It was kind of amazing. Do you remember those, Kaylee? Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? I mean, it was the craziest stuff. I don't know why my parents always thought that that was what they should buy us, but that is always what they bought us. So I am just pulling out my lumberjack plaid brush, and I'm going to use whatever ink is left over on there to just kind of touch the edges of this sentiment. My ink holder was rubbing against the wall. It was driving me nuts. There we go. They still sell them. Bloonies. Yep. Do you remember that stuff, Sandy? Color forms, because it sounds like chloroforms. Sun is out today. Yay, I'm happy you could catch the live too. Okay, so now, here we go. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to use this bow, but we're going to try. It reminds me of the bow he gets in the movie. This is going to be a dimensional card for reals. So I'm pulling out the hot glue. We're getting the big guns. And I'm putting a good sized dollop of glue on the back of there. Lena, just close your eyes. This is not a card that you want to see. Oh my gosh, yeah. I think they got that because it was inexpensive and they could give it to all of us kids because there was always a ton of kids. Because it was usually me and my 3 sisters, and then Lena and her brother, and then most of the time my cousin Jennifer as well. So there was like a bunch of us all the time. And so that's probably why Mom and Dad would get those, because they could give it to all of us. I know, you just hate the big bows. But that's okay. Got to cover it up with a lion. Alright, so obviously we're going to need some Sweet Pops for this. This is a job for Sweet Pops. And we're going to have to build them up. So I'm going to build it up on the card instead of on the lion. So that I know where they go. You guys, if you don't have like 3 rolls of Sweet Pops on hand, are you even living? You need all the Sweet Pops. I could have even stood to go up another one, but I'm not going to. Okay. No, I don't want that there. I don't want it coming from his bum either. I think I'm just going to put it above his head. Put the Sweet Pops away too soon. Y'all, I'm making a big mess today. You should be so proud of me. Wait till you see tomorrow the things that I made today that made me all dirty. You guys have to come back for the release tomorrow because my hands were twice this bad this morning. But I'm still battling with my 3D printer, so I don't know. I might still be drunk tomorrow for a release because, whoo, you know, dealing with stamp companies and stuff who don't have things on time and all of that. It's just so fun. Okay, so I'm pulling out the special enamel dots. These are the ones that don't fall into any other category, like the pearls that we just reordered. But I want these mirrored red and yellow dots. Foiled, or whatever it is you want to call them. And because I have so much texture and stuff on here, I definitely am going to be gluing them down as well. So, I'm going to start here. I mean, these ones are pretty adhesive, so I'm not too worried. Pretty sure you've been I know, right? I'm still fairly certain I've been taken over by aliens today too. Fairly certain. It's a little bit scary. But hey, you gotta live a little, right? Every once in a while, just gotta get dirty. Ask Lena, it's something I learned even very little. I didn't like to get dirty when I was little either. It's something I've had with me my whole time. Will you sell the STL for the marker store so I could print it for myself? No, Thomas, we will not, because we actually purchased that from another vendor, Ledoux Designs. And if we sold the STL for it, then we would not be able to make any money doing it. So it's also not our file to sell. So sorry, but nope. All right. I'm going to push this one back a little bit. There we go. Now, because this is barely art glue, any glue that's smeared all around it will dry clear, so I don't have to worry about it. But there we go. There's your super cool mixed media card. It's got all kinds of stuff going on. Big old flower. The bow doesn't even really seem that obnoxious. It just seems like a base for that lion. And there we go. Super fun. It's really cool in person because you can see the glitter that we put in here and all of the metallics from the gilding wax and all of that stuff. Thanks for understanding, Thomas. Appreciate it. I know some people don't understand, but we really appreciate it. So anyways, you guys, there it is. And except for I didn't stamp the back of my card, so I guess I better do that. And I probably don't have a red pen handy. I don't. That's a bummer. So I have this really cool pen that I got from Tori Artist Planners when I went to Planning by the Beach. And it writes so beautifully. So I will sign my card with that. And there you go. There you have it. There is our live for the day. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I know I really need to go wash my hands because it is driving me crazy. And my desk has like exploded with stuff. So I need to clean off my desk and then get back to trying to figure out how to make my darn 3D printer work. So if anybody has any ideas, that would be super great. My Z-axis is completely off and my printer won't print in the middle of the bed anymore. It only wants to print in the front left corner. So yeah, really great things. My last comment may go against community standards. You filthy animal. But yeah, and then I have a couple more cards to create for release tomorrow. Sandy and I will be live at 10 a.m. and then I will be doing a live at 2 p.m. So, yeah, we will see you all then and have a wonderful rest of your Friday. Toodles!